So there's a big difference between them. So, but what I will say, the second thing I'm going to say about midwives and OBGYNs, or midwives and doulas and OBGYNs, is actually you're going to pay a lot more in fees and services at the hospital than you would with a midwife and or a birthing center, because there's a lot less intervention and there's a lot less hands to go through. Like, you got to pay for the anesthesiologist, you got to pay for the PIC line, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for all your medications that they choose to give you, your Pitocin, and now we have the change of rooms, you got to pay for that. There's so many things that you have to pay for before you turn around, you got a $50,000 birth. And you're like, what? Midwives and home births and birthing centers can cost a third of that. And you're getting much more personable care. I mean, it's up to your pregnancy, your body as well. If you have a high risk pregnancy, you more than likely can't have a midwife. That's not practicing within a hospital, because, there's different things that surround that. If you have toxemia or preeclampsia, or, you have other conditions like gestational diabetes that need to be closely monitored by a OBGYN and a medical professional outside of an OBGYN on top of that. So that may mean that you have to have a hospital birth, but that doesn't mean that you don't have the chance to get a midwife or someone close to it in a hospital, because there are midwives who work closely with the hospital or just within hospitals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you for explaining that, because I see it all too often, the two getting confused. Even I have done that. So thanks for explaining that real quick. I want to switch it up just a little bit. You own a Yoni spa, and I've personally done the Yoni steaming a couple times with you and have very much so enjoyed both experiences. Tell us more about Yoni steaming and its benefits.
So Yoni steaming is an ancient practice that dates back thousands of years, and is primarily used for ailments or issues with the reproductive system. It can also be used for just calming and more of an aesthetic thing looking nowadays, but it used to be used for holistic and reproductive issues, as far as like getting your cycle on track. People who had long periods, or endometriosis, or fibroids, or chronic yeast infections, BV. And the reason why it's very beneficial is because we're using natural products and herbs, and we're steaming them, and not a steam that is very hot. It should never be hot. It should never, ever burn you.